Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. We'll start with the headlines. The Council of Ministers stresses that the celebration of Omani Women's Day embodies the attention and care given by His Majesty to the woman. The Sultanate celebrates the Omani Women's Day, which falls on the 17th of October every year. And the Ministry of Housing approves more than 25,000 land plots during the first half of 2017. Those are the headlines, and now for the news in details. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency Dr. Ilham Haydar Aliyev of Azerbaijan on his country's independence anniversary. His Majesty the Sultan received a cable of thanks from His Highness Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jabr Sabah, Emir of the State of Kuwait, in reply to His Majesty's cable of condolences on the death of Sheikh Asara Yusuf Al-Sabah. In a statement, the Council of Ministers marks today the celebration of Omani Women's Day. The Sultanate's celebration of the Omani Women's Day, which comes upon royal directives of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, embodies the attention and care given to the woman in the Sultanate, which enabled her to obtain significant positions in the society. The 17th of October each year crowns the attention provided to the woman as a partner in the national work alongside the man. Successes accomplished by the Omani woman have varied in the public and private work, as she contributed with constructive roles in different economic and social fields and in arts and literature, besides her basic role in education and boosting family bonds and social solidarity. The Omani woman has growing roles in serving the homeland as she contributes in various positions, in addition to her keenness in taking care of the family and the generations and in improving productivity of work. The government continues exerting efforts in a bid to render more support to the Omani woman and to engage her in all work sectors and production, so as to continue performing her responsibilities in the comprehensive development march of the country and to preserve her accomplishments. The Council of the Ministers thus wishes Omani women more success and progress. The Sultanate of Oman celebrates Omani Women's Day today, which falls on the 17th of October. Government policies, plans and programs embodied the participation of women in all fields. Omani legislations contributed to women's rights and helped her play an important role in development alongside men and enhancing her national roles in various fields of life as a key player in sustainable development. Official figures confirmed that the march of the Omani woman in national development since the dawn of the Blessed Renaissance in 1970, based on the cultural vision of the builder of the modern Renaissance of Oman, His Majesty Sultan Qaboos bin Saeed, and her role and contribution to sustainable development has witnessed much attention and achievements, both domestically and internationally. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, during one of his speeches, said that making the 17th of October each year the Omani Women's Day is to highlight her achievements during the past year, as well as to shed light on her contribution in serving her society and spreading the right awareness about her role and position. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos stressed on women education, as it is considered one of the main pillars of building the country. After motivating words of His Majesty the Sultan, the Omani women played their role in various fields to contribute in the development of this beloved country. The era of the Blessed Renaissance provided all the necessary means for the women to get proper education in schools, universities, colleges, and training institutes. Elderly education centers were also opened in the Sultanate in order to contribute in eliminating illiteracy. The Omani laws also ensured the rights of the women, organized their duties, and provided protection. The empowerment of women led to the establishment of the 38 Omani women's associations in various governorates of the Sultanate. And still to come in our news bulletin. The main committee of the traffic safety contest continues its visits to various governorates of the Sultanate to evaluate qualified wilayas in the competition. And now for some international news. Thousands of civilians were seen streaming back to Kirkuk today, driving along a main highway to the city's east a day after they left, fearful of federal and private militia rule as Iraqi forces pushed into the disputed city. The Kurdish forces had built an earthen burn along the highway, reinforced by armored vehicles, but were allowing civilians to return to the city. The Iraqi forces' retaking of Kirkuk came only 2 weeks after they had fought together with the Kurdish fighters to neutralize the Daesh group in Iraq, their common enemy. Meanwhile, Kurdish forces lost more territory in Iraq today, withdrawing from the town of Sinjar. The US-backed Kurdish-led forces battling the Daesh group in Syria said they have captured the city's hospital in Raqqa, which served as a Daesh headquarters. The facility was one of the militants' last holdouts in Raqqa and had doubled as a hospital and a command center. The capture of the hospital leaves the militants cornered in and around the notorious municipal stadium in Raqqa, once the group's de facto capital. A military spokesman said 22 militants were killed in the advance on the hospital. Fighting was still underway, with militants who had refused to surrender. Raqqa Stadium also served as an arms depot and one of the militants' largest jails in their self-styled caliphate. A top U.S. official today said his country must prepare for the worst should diplomacy fail, amid rising tensions over North Korea's nuclear and missiles development program. U.S. Deputy Secretary of State John J. Sullivan met his Japanese counterpart in Tokyo and discussed joint efforts regarding North Korea, as well as U.S. President Donald Trump's upcoming visit to Asia. Sullivan is scheduled to travel to South Korea tomorrow to join the trilateral talks with his counterparts from South Korea and Japan. Afghanistan's Ministry of Interior said today a Taliban attack on a police compound in eastern Paktia province that began earlier in the day was over. At least 14 people, including civilians, were killed. The attack began with 2 suicide car bombings. The vehicles were parked with explosives when the Taliban targeted the facilities in Gardez in the Paktia provincial capital. The 2 cars blew up when 5 attackers with suicide belts tried to storm the compound. Afghan security forces killed all 5 terrorists. The attack also killed the provincial chief of police. China's Communist Party opens its 19th National Congress tomorrow, a twice-a-decade political meeting to reshuffle leadership positions. More details in the following report.
It's National Congress time in China. These meetings come around every 5 years and decide who will run the country. Over 2,000 Communist Party delegates will nominate a 7-member ruling council.
I don't usually care about politics, but I can feel the atmosphere. People are looking forward to it. I think it could have a deep impact on our lives.
5 of China's all-powerful standing committee are expected to step down due to age. With just Premier Li Keqiang and President Xi Jinping left in place, the president is expected to surround himself with loyalists and consolidate power.
In fact, he's a great man, leading China's progress and doing a good job at leading China's development in various areas, both economically and politically.
Since taking the top job 5 years ago, Xi has crafted a personality cult. Within the party, he's led a relentless anti-corruption campaign which has sidelined rivals.
Running the party strictly is not just a way of punishing greedy people and corrupt officials, but also a way of shaping the thoughts and actions of party members to bring them closer to the purpose and ideals of the Communist Party.
Despite fears of a slowdown, China's economy, the second biggest in the world, is still buoyant, with the IMF predicting 6.8% growth for 2017. Xi Xi has promised to harness it to help pull rural parts of the country out of poverty. Abroad, he's trying to keep North Korea in check through the imposition of sanctions, though the US says he should do more. In taking the title of Commander-in-Chief, he has thrust China's military to the forefront. At the same time, he's ignored regional concerns over Beijing's island-building activities in the South China Sea. Some now believe Xi is set to become even more influential in the years ahead.
When we get to the 20th Party Congress, even if Xi Jinping does not stay in office, even if he does not hold any post, or like Deng Xiaoping just stays as chairperson of the Central Military Commission, he'll still be able to exert influence on Chinese politics.
The Congress usually lasts a week, and by its end, Xi looks set to become China's most powerful ruler since Deng Xiaoping, or even Mao Zedong.
And now back to some more local news. His Excellency Peter Pellegrini, Deputy Prime Minister for Investment in the Slovak Republic, praised the potentials enjoyed by the Special Economic Zone at Duqm, its projects and attractive investment environment. During his visit to Duqm, he indicated that some Slovak companies would like to invest in the zone in the field of spare parts and vehicles industry, adding that he expects a promising future in the zone, especially with the facilitation and privileges provided in the Duqm area. His Excellency, the Slovak guest, also toured a number of projects witnessed in the zone, such as the airport, the dry dock, and the port. The Ministry of Housing during the first half of the year approved 53 housing schemes that included more than 25,000 land plots. These schemes were approved due to the increased request for land and taking into consideration the economic and population growth in various governorates of the Sultanate. The housing usage formed a high percentage of these schemes, which provided 19,621 housing land plots, whereas other lands distributed in commercial, industrial, governmental, and other uses. These planning schemes are approved in coordination with the Joint Technical Committee concerned about applying interim mechanisms for urban planning, which includes a number of services bodies. The U.S. Business Monitoring International Agency for Research in Security Markets said that they foresee the Sultanate will become an active market in the field of building and construction in the coming years. The agency said that the Sultanate is appearing now as an attractive construction market at regional and international levels based on the strong request and schedule of ambitious economic diversification, in addition to favorable regulatory environment, pointing that the Sultanate is one of the best countries where companies achieve good performance in the growth of construction sector, which reached 10% this year and is expected this growth to continue with an annual average of 10.7% in the coming 5 years. Follow-up and implementing the work progress in providing healthcare in the Governorate of Ad-Dakhiliyah. How to overcome the difficulties in developing the health work in the Governorate topped the discussions in the first meeting for the Committee of Coordination and Follow-up of Health Services in the Governorate of Ad-Dakhiliyah. The meeting also discussed other topics such as introducing tasks and specialities of Health Committee, reviewing indicators of health services in the Governorate of Ad-Dakhiliyah, and to maintain primary and secondary healthcare services. The meeting was chaired by His Excellency Dr. Ali bin Talib al-Hinai, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Health for Planning Affairs. The main committee of the traffic safety contest continues its visits to various governorates of the Sultanate to evaluate the wilayas that have qualified to compete in its third edition. The competition aims at raising awareness among society members about road traffic safety and adhering to traffic rules which contribute in reducing traffic accidents. The committee paid a visit to the wilaya of Sib, as it's the only wilaya in the Governorate of Muscat qualified for the competition, and got acquainted with its projects in traffic safety. The wilaya of Sib's slogan during its participation in the third edition of the competition was, "Traffic safety is a society's responsibility." The wilaya organized a number of activities aiming to raise awareness among road users about the importance of traffic safety. The committee as well paid a visit to the wilaya of Ja'lan Bani Bu Hassan, which qualified for the competition in the level of South Sharqiya Governorate, and acquainted with its initiatives and projects in traffic safety. The committee also visited the wilaya of Bidiyah in the Governorate of North Sharqiya to acquaint with its projects in the same regard. Activities of My Home is Norms and Ethics campaign and the competition of Inshad inaugurated in the College of Islamic Sciences. The campaign aims to enhance values of belonging to the nation and adhering to the deep values that are based on peace and security. The inauguration ceremony was presided over by His Excellency Abdul Aziz bin Muhammad Al-Rawwas, advisor to His Majesty for Cultural Affairs. The campaign will tour in the wilayas of Khasab, Al-Buraimi, Al-Mazyuna and Salala to enhance the Omani identity within the contemporary changes. $512 million Omani Riyals is the total profit of the companies enlisted in Muscat securities market during the first 9 months of the year. Many sectors were affected by a number of factors during the last period, such as higher taxes, decrease of oil prices, and lack of incentives. The tax on companies working in the industrial sector jumped from 12% to 15%, which reflected negatively on the profits of companies working under the umbrella of Muscat securities market. And now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Clear skies will prevail over the Sultanate with chances of low clouds and fog late at night and early morning over the governorates of South Sharqiya, Wusta and Dhufar. Winds will be northerly to northeasterly light to moderate, and seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Council of Ministers stresses that the celebration of Omani Women's Day embodies the attention and care given by His Majesty to the woman. The Sultanate celebrates the Omani Women's Day, which falls on the 17th of October every year. And the Ministry of Housing approves more than 25,000 land plots during the first half of 2017. With that, we come to an end to tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, good night.